The Disney 23 event happened in July, and did it deliver a big trailer for the highly anticipated Kingdom Hearts sequel, Kingdom Hearts 3? Oh boy, it sure did. This is going to be my look at the trailer and my analysis of the latest trailer, which showed off a lot of great stuff. We start off by showing some new scenes in the Olympus Coliseum world, and we see Sora start grinding on some kind of rope thing similar to what he could do in Dream Drop Distance, showing off that flow motion. You see the control change to Blaster, Super Slide, and Jump. Sora starts shooting some kind of magic at the appearing Heartless, so you won't be defenseless while grinding. This is most likely the Blaster command, though this is hard to tell since this could be the shortcut menu when you press R2 or L2. And I just want to point this out now. It's not on the video that I'm using right now, but in the original trailer had words going through the screen and you could barely see what was happening, but luckily that's not happening right now. The next scene, Sora is locking onto some objects and then jumps onto them, similar to flow motion again. We saw this before in previous trailers. If you see down on the command menu, it now changed to shot lock, and you can choose either unleash or flow chain. I'm guessing the move we are seeing right now is the flow chain, since he is dashing through object to object. At the end of the chain, we reach the top of the gates to Mount Olympus, and we can see that save points are of course back. I can't wait to see what is past those gates, or if a cutscene will play as you approach the gates. We now move over to Twilight Town in front of the mansion, and we see that we are fighting Nobodies and Heartless again. Sora's just showing off some new moves and motions. This game is going to be sick. Sora activates his double arrow guns, and it is such a big update from when we first saw this in action. Speaking of action, Sora is showing off how these guns work, shooting at the Nobodies and the Heartless and spinning around before the arrow guns transform into a giant magic launcher, and Sora starts fighting in that before he shoots off one giant blast on the enemies. This is going to be sick. Back at Olympus, or I should say Thebes, we see the giant Heartless that was shown off in the screenshot that was shown last year, and we see Hercules, Donald, and Goofy running around. We see Sora block the swing and give off what looks like a counter, but Sora doesn't let off the offense as he and the rest of the party just keep going to town. Sora shows off some magic before taking a hit, and the words, "Don't assume your dreams are just fantasy. If you imagine a world, believe in it and dive in." These words showed up in the previous trailer, and they will most likely have some importance to the main game. We now move on to the main focus of the trailer and my favorite part, the world reveal that was promised to us. And it is of Toy Story. When this popped up, I knew right away that it was Toy Story with how many times I have seen this scene. This one was actually my number 5 of my top 5 worlds that could be revealed at this event, and I'm glad it was shown. The graphics look amazing right now, and I can't wait to see what the final game is going to look like. Speaking of looks, look at how Sora, Donald, and Goofy look. They look great and look like they fit in this world. We see some of the new Heartless as they start causing trouble. We move straight into combat, and I just love the smooth transition from cutscene to combat, similar to how they did in 0.2. Now on to the combat. Nothing new from what we have seen in previous trailers, but something to note is Sora's Keyblade. It's the world's Keyblade, even though this is his first visit to the world. Now, unlike in previous games, after you beat the world you get the Keyblade, but in this game you get the Keyblade right away, so you could use that for the whole world. I actually like that because sometimes I wouldn't use the Keyblade that the world gave me after I beat the world. We then see the familiar faces from the Toy Story movies, Woody, Buzz, Rex, Ham, and they talked about how the Heartless are the bad guys and that they are toys. Sora asks if they have seen other strange things that have happened recently. Buzz tells them that Andy and some of their other friends have gone missing and how there was a man in a black hood, and we are all familiar with that clothing. Sora asks the group if it's alright that they take care of this situation, but Woody steps up and says they aren't going to leave it to just them and that they should work together. I actually like this, the characters from a world stepping up. Not that the ones in the past haven't, but it's nice to see it happen this way. They then catch a clue onto where they might be able to find their friends, and that's at Galaxy Toys, a new store that opened up. Speaking of that place, Sora, Donald, and Goofy look like toys that are being sold there, and Andy's mom picked them up. That's why they end up in Andy's room. We are now shown some awesome combat on top of the house, and we get not 1, not 2, not even 3, but we have 4 party members besides Sora that is fighting alongside us, and this is amazing. It was great seeing Hercules fight alongside us from the previous trailer, but seeing now Woody and Buzz fighting with us is amazing. Now it's from the roof down to the driveway of the house, and we see the slam attack that Sora did in the previous trailers. Now look at this place. The worlds are going to be big in this game. Now we may not get as many worlds as in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's going to be more about quality and not about quantity. Back to the combat, we see Sora activate the world's special Keyblade ability, Hyper Hammer, and Sora just starts going to town on these Heartless. I really like the way that this style is used. It's really just a big hammer just coming down on the Heartless, and seeing that big slam at the end is so beautiful. Sora even shows up some magic while he's in this style, and it's so nice. Now at the end of the previous trailer, they showed a silhouette of Sora holding what looked like a drill, and that was supposed to be a tease for the world that would be revealed. And as we see, the Hyper Hammer changes into the new style, the Drill Punch, which looks exactly how that silhouette was. In this style, it looks like you punch the Heartless and then you can drill underground and hit them from below. That's so awesome. Sora shows off more moves, one including more drills coming from the ground and attacking surrounding enemies and showing off more magic. And how the attraction flow works before he launches the style finisher, where he grabs a large body, Heartless, and starts slamming him all around the ground, hitting other enemies before slamming him down for one hard hit and finishing off in spectacular fashion. We now change locations to what looks like a toy store. This is most likely the Galaxy toy store that we saw on a poster earlier in the trailer. We see all 5 of the party running head on to face Heartless and giant robots. Eventually Sora does a reaction command and he jumps into the robot and starts piloting it. This is like something from Titanfall or even Diva from Overwatch. The combat seems pretty basic. If you look at the command menu, you have Tackle, Blaster, Punch, Booster, Damage Dash, and at the bottom of the menu is Eject. So when you are done, you can just leave the machine. Danger Dash seems to be an only one-time use command, or could just take time to come back, as we see it light up, but once Sora does it, it goes to black. Sora leaves and then moves into a different robot. This one has a different top command. It has what looks to be Exploder, which we see in use when then it goes black. This command might be another one-time use, or it just takes time for it to come back, similar to Danger Dash, as we see a bar go down as a cooldown effect. We see Sora firing the blaster on the enemies before ejecting from the machine and then slamming into another machine. The symbol on the machine seems very similar to the unverse symbol, but I don't think it's an unverse, since at some point Sora jumps onto it and it still has a symbol on it. Now while Sora is in this machine, this one has a cannon special which we see being used, and it just fires off 2 cannon blasts and it looks so beautiful. We then see young Master Xehanort talking to Sora about a heart's shadow filled the emptiness of another, and how it brings something to life, and how it is somewhat similar to the relationships to Heartless and Nobodies. Who is Master Xehanort talking about? We then go to Sora, who is blocking something with his Keyblade. Maybe the thing that Sora is guarding against is the thing that Xehanort is talking about. Sora is asking why is he doing this. Xehanort then says that they are trying to reclaim a darkness that they are missing, and how the hearts connected to this world might be a clue. I think he's talking about how toys in this world have their own hearts and feelings like real people. I think the darkness they are trying to reclaim is one of the 13 darknesses that they need in order to forge the Keyblade. And that is the end of the trailer with its beautiful logo, and then we finally get it. A release year for this long and highly anticipated game, coming 2018. I know this analysis is long overdue. We are in December and we haven't really gotten that much more information about Kingdom Hearts 3 since this trailer. But it is confirmed to be showing up at the Japan D23 event that will be happening in February, where we might see another world reveal, since Nomura said that he wants to show all the worlds off of this game before it releases. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm still excited. With this game coming out next year, I can see we might get 2 more trailers before we can get that sweet, sweet release date. I know I can't wait to learn what the release date is. I would also like to take this time to say that there have been some leaks recently about Monsters Inc. world that have come out in the form of some really early screenshots of some areas of that world. And apparently some of the world list of Kingdom Hearts 3 has been leaked as well. Not the full list, just a partial list. Now, as I always say with rumors and leaks, take these with a grain of salt until we hear it from an official source, like either Nomura or Square Enix themselves. Do not trust any leaks that you see or hear about anything. Although these screenshots from the Monsters Inc. world look very, very legit. I have not seen the full leaked list, and I do not plan on it either. So please be nice and don't talk about what's on the list in the comments. You can say if you have or haven't seen it, but just don't say what is on the list. We have been doing so good in this regard that nobody has really been spoiling it, like in thumbnails or titles of their videos. So just keep that up, guys. You can, however, talk about the worlds that have already been announced, like the Tangled world, the Big Hero 6 world, and the Toy Story World, and of course all the other, and you know, Twilight Town and such. Thank you all so much for your patience in me bringing out this video, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it. Let me know how you feel about Toy Story being in Kingdom Hearts 3, and let me know what other worlds you would like to see in this game, and when do you think we will see Kingdom Hearts 3 released. For me, I think we will see the release happening no earlier than September of 2018. Well, this has been my 2 cents of the Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 trailer, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it. So thank you all so much for watching it once again. I'll see you all next time.